just a theory. A game theory.
You can't be moved by the world. You have to hate the world.
Things are changing. Things are definitely changing.
I think they're so creative. No one's ever done those types of stuff.
Okay, we're done.
Say sorry, G7 president.
Sorry, G7 president.
Old YouTube versus new YouTube. So yesterday, we all saw Matpat from Game Theory announcing his retirement. That got me to think about how we're basically at the point in the timeline where we've seen the first generation of full-time YouTubers come and go, some more gracefully than others.
I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
I've decided to compare the two eras and find out which one was better. So we're going to be going over 5 YouTubers I grew up watching, 5 who are the most socially relevant in present day. I'm considering 2005 to 2013 old YouTube. And anything 2014 to now, new YouTube. Now let's get right into the video. Starting with Smosh. Some of you might be too young, but most of you should know who Smosh is. Not only just because they held the title of most subscribed YouTube channel from 2008 to 2011, but also because they're pretty much the first people to ever go viral on this platform. But Smosh is arguably YouTube's earliest comedy sketch duo, having first made waves on the platform with their rendition of the Pokemon theme song back in the ancient year of 2005. So yeah, these guys were up there with the biggest names at the time, like RWJ.
I just want to be cool like you guys.
And the guy from the bridge incident.
It just sort of slipped out.
I personally remember these guys' videos being a huge highlight to my school conversations at the time, mainly due to bangers like these. Yo, I remember this so vividly.
Hey, look, listen! Annoying fairy!
He said, look, listen.
Look here! Look, listen!
Let's battle!
His full name is Peter.
My parents were crack addicts.
These two were pretty much on top of the world until Anthony decided to leave the group.
Anthony is leaving Smosh. This is not clickbait.
I just need to do what's best for me, and that right now for me is to focus on creating stuff as an independent creator on my own channel.
While Ian remained on the Smosh team and the duo were replaced by new actors. Which we would later learn from Anthony was due to the action of Smosh's parent company, Defy Media. At least this would be the case until last year, where Ian and Anthony would reunite and repurchase the Smosh channel, bringing back a legendary duo to YouTube. Yeah, if you didn't grow up on Smosh videos, this was peak life. Make sure you guys check out the reboot and go subscribe to their channel.
I wish I could suck his. I did. It was so good. Me too.
You're so horrible. Oh my god.
Hey guys, we're here at a kid's store. I'm here with a kid.
Put you in jail. Right away. No trial, no nothing.
Now this is definitely going to be the longest part of the video. To say Shane Dawson is one of my influences would be an understatement, because he's probably the reason I decided to be a YouTuber. He's the very first person I ever subscribed to. At the incredibly wild age of 8, Shane Dawson was one of YouTube's first popular sketch tubers, known for his comedy sketches and his vlogs. I grew up watching all of it and loving this stuff, but I gotta be honest, I've been trying to rewatch all of his old work outside of working on this video just for my own recreation, and a lot of it really did not age well.
To the town called Bel Air.
Oh, I had to go to the doctor's today, and they said I had swine flu, and that I got it from a friend.
You must have got it from some sick, dirty, nasty Mexican or something.
Telling racist jokes all night last Sunday night.
Monkey woman, you're the best!
Now you know why I'm so
Almost as confused as Paris Hilton gets when she does charity work. Attention, black people of Africa! I come bearing food! Release the hot soup! You're welcome!
And that right there is the reason why I'm no longer a fan of Shane Dawson. But that was the realization that didn't show up until many, many years afterward. I watched him well past this and into his stage of filming documentaries about other incredibly racist, problematic YouTubers.
What are you doing? No.
Dress up that fucking gay.
I feel so young and cool. Hey, what's up you guys? Yes, welcome back to another conspiracy theory video.
And personally, this is where I think he peaked in terms of content. Me and my family would have get-togethers to watch his conspiracy theory videos. They were well shot, well executed, and ultimately they showed how much he'd grown as a content creator. At this time, I even bought his book, I Hate My Selfie. After reading it all day just before the end of it, genuinely made me start crying, stop reading, and return it automatically, where he uses a false and very likely completely fabricated character of a black girl in his class to justify justify his repeated examples of racism. Now, I can't find any free excerpts of the book anywhere, and I'm not buying that shit again, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But the passage was essentially him saying he thinks that because there are some black people that by his words act, he is then justified in making fun of said people and referring to them as racial slurs or by their stereotypes because they are and that might honestly be the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard for a lot of reasons. But the reason it impacted me emotionally so much to the point of tears was because of the fact that I've been genuinely looking up to this man since before I was 10 years old. So he's been an inspiration of mine and a part of my creative development for a lot of my life. There was a lot of internalized racism or toxicity that I learned because of my experience watching him. Now, I'm not sure saying that YouTube was a different place back then justifies leaving that kind of legacy, because he said and did a lot more awful things than what I've shown you. We haven't even gotten to the brunt of it. To the next example of Shane's awfulness, let's talk about Shanae.
And let's not forget about the N-word and how much fun it is to say.
If it wasn't obvious by the name, Shanae is a caricature of how Shane perceives black women to act.
I saw these videos of these Asian bitches trying to do makeup. Let's everybody say it. This is like watching the Amino Planet.
And now because of his actions, is how many other white boys and girls perceive black women as well. That is something that at times has led me to feel disgusted with myself, and Shanae used to be my favorite character of his. I can definitely say that all the racist bullying I received from teenage white girls I went to school with copied things they picked up from this character. I vividly remember watching one of his skits when it first came out, and this along with an abundance of old videos on his first channel have been taken down. In this video, the Christmas video where he kisses Lisa, he had another GOAT YouTuber, JD Witherspoon, on as a guest.
I think I'm doing some sort of a gang sign.
Hey, yo, can you rap this for me?
Huh?
And even though JD had been playing a character that was not gang affiliated, just because he was black, Shane listed him in the description as playing a gang member.
That's racist!
And it's subtle instances of racism like that that leads your black fans to question what they did to make you hate them so much. It makes the young black children watching you, Shane, feel like they should hate themselves because their favorite creator hated them. And as much as I can say I genuinely respect and relate to Shane through his struggles growing up in poverty and his issues with body dysphoria and weight loss, I can also say I've been heartbroken and disappointed by him just as much, because there is genuinely no worse feeling than realizing the one person you look up to hates you without having even met you. And that's not even the extent of all his disgusting humor decisions. We've already seen a bit of it in this video, but Shane was super creepy around kids.
I never watched them.
Drag.
I'm just not big on that many YouTubers.
But you're big on daddy.
This child was probably 6 years old. And I was taking a picture of something, and the kid turns to me and goes, "Oh, are you Instagramming?" And first of all, how does a 5-year-old, 6-year-old know what Instagram is? Right. Which is terrifying. Mm-hmm. Second of all, I was embarrassed because yes, I was, and it was a picture of my salad. And the 6-year-old girl goes, "Oh, how many followers do you have?" "I have 125,000.
No.
Her was almost as big as mine.
Really?
And I said, "Okay, little big. Why do you have so many followers?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm a cheerleader." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" And she shows me her Instagrams, which are like, first of all, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like, she's like sexy.
Then you have the situation with the Willow Smith joke.
Oh, with your hair back and forth.
There's no excuse for it not being disgusting. He was like 27 in that video. And you have the comments about what he allegedly did with a cat, and I'm not even gonna get into that. Basically, he started getting a lot of backlash for all this toxic stuff he was putting on the internet for years. And it all really came to a head around 2020 when he made this video titled "Taking Accountability."
I can't even imagine what it would be like to be black and to see this white guy do blackface and the whole internet at that time being like, LOL, that's insane. And I am so sorry. I don't know how to even fully apologize because it seems like something that is irredeemable. I should lose everything for that.
And in response, lost almost 1 million subscribers. Shane honestly got kinda overwhelmed and faded away from the internet for a while. And as disgusting as his history is, I can't blame him. I am not the biggest fan of cancel culture because I am aware of the fact that people are entitled to change and grow and develop as they get older. However, that doesn't mean you don't get to be held accountable for your actions. And the reality is, Shane Dawson's legacy is spreading racist and bigoted ideology to children. And I am very grateful he was finally held accountable accountable for that. However, despite all the disgusting things he said, at heart, I don't think he's a bad or toxic person. And if it's best for his mental health for him to stay away from the internet, I would definitely understand it. I believe since then he has tried to make a return to YouTube. But in my personal opinion, I believe his best bet is to focus solely on the conspiracy theory video and his other true crime or horror based content. That is where I believe Shane has shined the brightest, and if he ever does decide to go back to making those type of videos, I'll definitely tune into them.
I slap the shit out of your face. You call me, give me the money, take the food.
I understood like 2 of them goddamn words you just said, my boy.
Now let's talk about Dashie. A lot of you guys know about Dashie from his gaming channel, but I'm one of the lucky hipsters who originally found him all the way back in 2011 on his skit channel.
Oh, brother!
And when it comes to pure comedy, DashieXP is the funniest man on YouTube.
Your dumb ass damn.
Damn.
Xbox Live? Nah, Xbox dead.
Now, he doesn't upload nearly as often as he used to on the skit channel. As we said earlier, that's because of his transition over to the gaming channel, Dashie Games. So most of the younger generation know him from being friends with Corey Kenshin. Or because of his viral freestyle.
When I see you, I go nuts. Please, baby girl, let me touch on them cocoa nuts.
Either way, Dashie is a legendary YouTuber who's inspired an entire generation and is still going to this day. So make sure y'all subscribe to him and check him out if you haven't already.
Romeo had Juliet, and Liz, well, she has a date.
Now let's talk about Matpat. Matpat from The Game Theorist has dominated the front page of YouTube for the better part of a decade. Initially with a series based upon the incredibly intricate theories himself and others would come up with around the game Five Nights at Freddy's.
Holds out long enough for the phone dude to find the hidden safe room.
You'd be lying if you said you didn't get all of your knowledge about that game from The Game Theorist. I never fully understood just how genuinely creepy and terrifying Math was till I started watching his videos. There's also a lot of substance to his theories about Hello Neighbor, and eventually that branched off into him creating other channels like Film Theory.
One Piece is all about the swashbuckling Monkey D. Luffy and his ragtag crew of Straw Hat Pirates.
Another IP I loved mainly because of his theories involving The Walking Dead. But The Game Theorist's main channel has managed to climb to a whopping 18.6 million subscribers. Matpat was even given a cameo in the blockbuster Five Nights at Freddy's movie. And as it was stated earlier in the video, Matpat has announced he is officially retiring from his YouTube channel. But it's pretty hard to blame him for that decision considering he's done everything a content creator could desire to do. Once you get that diamond play button, there's not that much growth left for you to do. So I definitely respect and understand his decision to step away from the channel to spend more time just enjoying his life and being with his family. And aside from that, I respect him for just managing to not have a single controversy throughout his entire decade-long career on YouTube.
We'll get around to me being impregnated by a video game and giving birth to a baby rabbit.
He's definitely managed to cross over from just being considered a content creator to becoming somewhat of a nerd cultural icon. And I'll definitely be tuning into every theory he has left. So if for some reason you're not already, make sure you go subscribe to The Game Theorist.
How long have you played piano and sang? I've been playing piano since I was 4. I've been singing my whole life. Beautiful, isn't it? Makes me want to throw up. I'm that excited.
Now let's talk about Christina Grimmie. So for those of you who don't know, I really want to be a singer. And being a full-time musician was my first ever dream in life. So because of that, when I was little and I first found out about YouTube, I spent a lot of my time watching other YouTubers cover popular songs. One of the first ever YouTubers I witnessed successfully doing that was Christina Grimmie. Her channel name was Zelda Love 64, and the first video that made me so captivated with her talent was her cover of Some Nights by Fun.
You wake up, I still see your ghost. So Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, come on, oh, come on.
Not gonna auto-tune this thing. You know why? Because auto-tune is horrible.
I remember watching that cover for the first time with my little sister when I was 12 and falling in love with it musically. I don't know if it's the vocoder or just the power behind her voice, but something about that performance still resonates with me to this day, and it's part of the reason I want to be a performer. But Christina started to gain a crazy amount of traction because of her cover song, and this eventually led to her getting Selena Gomez's stepfather as her manager. And I know a lot of you guys may also know her from the time she spent on The Voice.
I came in like a
where she was coached by Adam Levine and did amazing, placing 3rd overall. But even outside of her music, just in her personality, she was a very beautiful human. I also found myself really loving her and relating to her because she was a video game nerd.
Hey guys, this is Power Up. First item on the menu is our hidden gem game of the week, Plants vs. Zombies. Can you name, in chronological order, the first 3 Zelda games? Don't disappoint me. All right, 2000. It's time to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Christina? What happened to Bastion? I don't see my saved game.
I don't know. Maybe it's gone. I'm a prank master. Little does he know, I just switched out the hard drives. You see, if I pick 200 flowers, take them down to the old lady at the cabin, she'll give me a potion that makes me invincible to magic for like 90 seconds.
Yeah, but the dragon doesn't use magic. He just uses fire.
And she genuinely cared about all of her fans and saw us all as part of her team. She also had an EP and a super fire debut album titled With Love, which you guys should check out if you haven't already, because there's a couple bangers on here. I also knew her due to her being friends with Shane Dawson.
Christina!
Hello.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
So there is no denying her powerful energy. And some of you may be upset with my decision to do this, but I'm gonna refrain from talking about any of the bad stuff because I genuinely do not want her to be remembered for that. So if you're someone like me and you just have a genuine passion and love for music, please do me a favor and check out Christina Grimmie's channel. And if you have the funds to do so, please consider supporting the nonprofit organization, the Christina Grimmie Foundation, to help support the families of victims of gun violence. I hope you're resting peacefully, Christina.
Hello once again, audience. Sword, 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 my diamond sword, sword.
Now let's talk about Tobuscus. I know at the beginning of this video I said there was only going to be 5 old YouTubers mentioned, but I don't believe it's possible to talk about the experience early YouTube without mentioning Tobuscus. So he's going to be an honorable mention. Toby Turner was the GOAT of my childhood. Everybody in my elementary school owned Tobuscus t-shirts, knew all the words to Safety Torch, and watched every literal trailer he uploaded religiously. It's pretty fair to say you weren't on YouTube back in the day if you weren't watching Tobuscus. And for good reason. I think it's fair to say he'd see his peak popularity from 2013 to 2014-ish. At this point, he was even on a Cartoon Network show, The Annoying Orange.
I was recently cast in The Annoying Orange as the only human on the show. I play a mad scientist who has a magical fruit cart that travels through time and space and talks to fruit and does a bunch of crazy stuff.
But all this came to a halt in 2016 when one of his exes came out with some very wild allegations against him, accusing him of SA among many other things. I remember the immediate aftermath of this Tumblr post about him, and it was pretty bad. But I think what really sealed the nail in the coffin was when all the other female YouTubers came out with their allegations as well. One of them being fellow YouTuber and Tobuscus' ex-girlfriend, Jacqueline Glenn.
And there was this comment thread of people bringing this to light on my vlog, and April saw it, the girl who made the Tumblr post. She saw it, she commented on it. And she immediately wrote me and said, hey, sorry I commented publicly about Toby on your vlog channel, but I just, had to. I can't hold it back anymore. He treated me like shit. He, drugged me.
And after all this, it's fair to say Tobuscus was never the same. He still uploads here and there, but nothing like his former nostalgic content. And you can tell that the whole situation definitely had an impact on his mental health. Understandably so. Especially if the allegations were all false. But despite all the weirdness in his content nowadays, I'm hopeful that one day again we'll get to experience prime Tobuscus and relive the glory days of early YouTube. Now we finally made it through all of the old era YouTubers. Now for new YouTube.
Someone tweeted this. Jack stream walks around fingering hair, waiting for someone to carry the stream. Something slightly entertaining happens. Talks about how viral it is for the rest of the stream. Calls girlfriend a bitch 100 times. Says just kidding 100 times. He's a great streamer though. Nah, I'm kidding. We're going to look at my new house, guys.
Look at bro's old house though. I mean, this one is crazy.
Little fish.
Oh, they are beautiful.
There they are. You like that?
Yo, why did he say that to his mom? That was so awkward. So yeah, as you can see, content creation has been very financially generous to Jack from a very early age. And you can see in the way he acts in his newer content that is definitely starting to go to his head.
I mean, I got a girl, but they're right here.
So do I. She just got my name tattooed on her neck. And now I'm about to fucking cheat on her.
You're a douchebag.
And rightfully so. I mean, he is very young. So I don't think anyone is blaming him in that sense for his overall sense of douchiness. However, where it starts to become a problem is when you see it show up in how he treats other people.
Excuse me, sir. Can I test out that bat real quick? Can I test out that bat? I personally, what are you getting it for? What?
Softball.
I personally would just shove this up my ass. If you make it, you like men. Oh, he likes men, guys.
I'm definitely not trying to come across as a hater, but I personally don't consider videos like this to be content. Because all it really is just harassing other people, being as inconsiderate as possible, and passing that off as an entertaining video. And there's not even any difference in how he treats those closest to him.
McKinley, I'm so sorry.
So yeah, I'll definitely say this kid has taught me how money without a checked ego can lead to a lot of problems. Bringing us to the next monstrosity on the list. We have Neon. Now, Neon first made waves on the internet by pretending he was dying when he was still part of the 2K community.
Fortnite niggas is weird, bruh.
And by that, I mean he fabricated an illness among multiple videos. He even got his little brother in on it. So yeah, obviously that's disgusting, but he was a kid. Not that that makes it any better. Now he's pretty much known for doing the same thing Jack Doherty does.
Hypothetically, if I wasn't in a relationship right now, would you me?
You would never do this to somebody you care about. I promise you.
It's content.
That's for generally being toxic to everyone he communicates to. He's even dating Jack Doherty's ex-girlfriend, Sam, who for some reason lives in Jack's new house.
Yo, it's a small ass room.
Come here.
Does Jack have the thing to your room or not?
No.
I was joking.
So I'm gonna do my best to not question that, if that's your thing. Things are already not looking too hot for the new side of YouTube.
I'm black and proud. You mad? You mad? You mad? Stop gay.
Next up, we have IShowSpeed, who in my personal opinion should be the poster child of fast growth on YouTube, since he pretty much went from a few thousand to over 20 million subscribers within the span of 3 years. So his growth is astronomical, to say the least, pretty much unheard of. How does Speed accumulate such growth? By being as wild and mentally unstable as possible. And to be fair, there's a lot of regrettable IShowSpeed clips out there.
You know what? This will happen, bro.
My mother! I her.
Stuff that he's definitely gonna regret recording when he has grandkids. But bro made himself a millionaire just from wilding out in his mom's house, and to me there's something that has to be respected about that. He's also pretty good at making music, so I definitely believe as he gets older, IShowSpeed may be one of the goats who ends up sticking around for a long time.
I really hate to say this.
Next, we have Logan Paul. And as much as I hate to admit it, I genuinely could not go over new generation YouTubers without mentioning his name. He started out making Vine videos.
Is this a scene, Amy? Is this a scene?
Before transitioning over into vlogging on YouTube.
Welcome to Painting ASMR with me, Jake Paul's brother.
And bro somehow managed to make himself the most controversial vlogger of all time. Firstly with the Japan incident, and afterwards for coming up with 1,000,001 different crypto schemes to scam his loyal fans out of every last penny, nickel, and dime. Oh yeah, and him and another longtime YouTuber named KSI had a boxing beef.
Just happened, there he is, right?
Oh, bro, okay, man.
That led to a partnership between the two that gained them both a $500 million hydration company. So yeah, this guy Logan is one of the richest YouTubers of all time. And now he's on WWE too. So regardless of how you feel about Logan and the Paul brothers in general, we definitely all have to admit that they are a massive part of the culture. And a lot of the current status of social media influencing was built around their careers.
At the time I'm recording this video, I have 8,000 subscribers and 1.8 million views. Please have 1 million subs.
I recreated Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in real life.
And now for the last on the new YouTuber list, we have Mr.Beast, who in my opinion is the undisputed pinnacle of current content creation. A lot of us were introduced to Jimmy and his channel all the way back in 2016, when he was still making Call of Duty based content and videos of him counting to 100,000. Those random videos really started to get him some traction, but they were quickly overtaken by videos of him giving away massive amounts of money.
I'm going to give a random homeless guy $10,000 today.
And a lot of people learned about the MrBeast channel solely because he was giving money away, which now that I think about it is probably the most genius marketing tactic you could use. But the main reason I feel new YouTube is perfectly embodied by MrBeast is because of his 10% rule.
First video is not going to give views. Period. It's not. Your first 10 are not going to get views. I can very confidently say that. All you need to do, this applies to people who have not uploaded videos but have dreams of being a YouTuber, is make 100 videos and improve something every time. Do that. And then on your 101st video, we'll start talking like maybe you can get some views.
And if you're a fan of his content, you can tell he definitely remained true to that. Every video is a massive movie level production where the editing, stakes, and engagement increase more and more each time. I'd also argue that MrBeast has one of the most interactive communities in YouTube history. And even though it's not everyone, nowadays the majority of new upcoming YouTubers are all MrBeast clones because he has found a formula and perfected it to a T, allowing him to go from relatively unknown to bigger than PewDiePie in just a few years. So regardless of how you feel about Jimmy, he's the undisputed GOAT of new YouTube. Now that we've discussed and uncovered 5 major players from both eras, which one is better? And out of the creators we covered today, I've got to give it to old YouTube. There's a lot of legendary content creators who are quitting in this age, and a lot of people who have succeeded massively in this industry are taking a step back. Now, I believe a massive reason behind that when it comes to YouTube specifically is that there really is no longer passion in creating anymore. Back in the early days of YouTube, there was no YouTube partnership program, so everyone on the platform was genuinely creating content just because they loved doing it. When you watch those skits or let's plays or music videos from back in the day, you really resonated with that content because you knew it was content the people creating it loved. But nowadays, creators are only making content based on what's trending upon social media. And arguably a vast majority of content creators who are popular now aren't making videos for any reason other than the money. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Everyone has to have an occupation. Get it how you live it. But I'd be lying to you if I said modern YouTube feels half as passionate, organic, or genuine as old YouTube did. Nowadays, content creation feels more like a controversy producing machine, rather than people genuinely coming together to have fun and provide entertainment. To me, it just feels like a lot of the soul has been sucked out of mainstream content creation. And part of it is just because what we as a people choose to tune into. But I don't think it's all bad. There's definitely still a lot of good that we have. And there is so many amazing creators still out there producing videos weekly. But there definitely is an energetic difference between current and old YouTube. And while I know it's inevitable, along with YouTube becoming more normalized as an occupation, I do still have hope that one day we'll be able to return things to how they used to be, when creators still had fun making videos. Or maybe it'll turn into something even better. I'm in it for the long ride, and I'm gonna be here every step of the way. But those are my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. This is gonna be my longest video I've done so far, and it's probably my favorite as well. If you would consider supporting the channel, leaving a like on this video, becoming a channel member, or leaving a super thanks would genuinely mean the world to me, and it would help the videos come out much faster. Also, I do have a merch store. My Sun God merch is available. The link will be in the description. Make sure you guys comment who your favorite old gen and new gen YouTubers are. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Sun God signing off.
I come in clutch like a genie. Don't talk unless you need me. You talk too much, you need it. All of my bitches look like models. She in love with me. When we link, it's flashing lights and